Browns leader at quarterback. He's gone over 4,000 yards passing now for the year. It's the Browns and the Steelers, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen, or should I say Dean Olsen, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs, compete for Super Bowls, have a legitimate number one threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like...
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. Not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. If he's successful, they're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. Now they'll set up to throw. The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete. 3rd down, 3 to go. They'll try to run for it with Harris. And he's only going to be able to get back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 3 plays, no first downs. Time for 4th down.
You spend all week developing your opening script. What are you going to do when you get the ball for the first time, Mike? Well, I promise you, it wasn't go 3 and out and punt. But give credit to the defense. Nice job getting off the field here early. Get the ball back to your offense.
Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They are led out by a man who's done this now for a long time. Their veteran quarterback.
Some weeks, Mike, it just seems like you just can't do anything wrong. Every play, every throw, it just seems like everything goes your way. And that was certainly the case last week, throwing for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tell you what, his receivers, they're coming into every game saying, we're going to get a lot of opportunities, and their quarterback can continue to play at that high of a level. There's a lot of production to go around.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. He'll look to throw. He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And he's going to have a first down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. He's got his man, the tight end, David Njoku. That's the first grab of the game for the man leading the entire league in receptions coming into the weekend. He gets his team a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. And think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
That's taken in by Chubb. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the carry, this is Nick Chubb. He'll work his way only to the 23. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw. That's to the former Bronco. It's Jerry Jeudy. He's taken down just shy of the 10. They can still get a first down at the 1. First and 10, they go from the 11. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And he'll get this only to about the 10. They run a toss to Chubb. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take it.
And he's into the end zone. Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Browns. It's his 4th touchdown on the year.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And his numbers this season, eye-popping in a lot of categories. Let's just show you one. He is the NFL leader in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man downfield is Freiermuth. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
Throwing now from the gun. He'll go right back to Freiermuth. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Back to throw. A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. He was looking for George Pickens there. And that will lead to a 2nd down. On the give, it's Harris. And he is going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. That play going absolutely nowhere.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. He pulls it in around the 5. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. He'll drop to throw. To the end zone. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Hicks.
Every defensive coordinator, Mike, in the NFL preaches one thing about red zone defense. Keep them out of the end zone. Make them settle for 3. Well, what do? With that interception, they take it to another level, and they get off the field without allowing a single point.
The Browns offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. Now the veteran. It's Nyheim Hines. He'll get about 2. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. And you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch-and-catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Oh, that's swung out wide and intercepted. Picked off by their rookie corner. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. Nothing the defense loves more, Greg, than the opportunity to not only stop a team, but turn them back around the other way. A touchdown on the pick 6.
Yeah, the defense just loves getting their hands on the ball when they can, Mike, but it is extra special when they're able to capitalize and take it all the way back for 6.
These are the ones that rip your heart out on the offensive side. Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. To return is Nyheim Hines. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Browns offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. Right back to the air following that pick 6. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Once again, it's Chubb. Second and 7. A touchdown apiece here in the 1st quarter of play. All even on the scoreboard. And we're back to the Steel City after this. They face 2nd down and 7. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He'll look underneath here for Chubb. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Taking off. He'll try to get there. Taking advantage of the room to run. A gain of 19 on the scramble.
Having Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
Toward the middle, that's caught by Moore. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They bring Judy in motion. He's got it at about the 8. And he will get into the end zone. David Njoku. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Just a beautiful ball there by the quarterback. And the point I want to make here, Mike, and make sure the viewer understands is, in the NFL, if you have to wait for a guy to be open and then deliver the ball, it's too late. So often these quarterbacks throw their guy open. They anticipate where the void in the coverage is going to be. That's exactly the reason this play worked out here, Mike, and he's able to connect here for a big touchdown.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns will move out to a 14-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. It's a return. Here comes Calvin Austin. Oh, he's got room past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Steelers' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Right back to Williams. They connect again. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's Corliss Waitman now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And this ball batted away and incomplete. Joey Porter Jr. got a hand in there and made the play. Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. A throw caught by Judy on the outside. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play. These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. They continue to roll, continue to move the chains. That was a gain of 15.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing
that one intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. Inside the 20. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The pick six for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see, and it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment, uplifting for them. Big momentum building.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Browns offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. Spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, like living in these 3rd and long situations. Must pass is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with 1st down. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Mike Williams, the one he was looking for. Now it's going to be 3rd down. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He's got his man down the field. It is a big completion. And he will score. Touchdown, Steelers. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. Here's Hines now to return. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. And they'll begin 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. He's on for the 2nd time. They'll try to get something inside the 10. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Steelers offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Another run here with Harris. And this is going to be a Steelers 1st down. He'll take it up to about the 33-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
Now they'll set up to throw. It's into the hands of Pickens once again. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We'll come back to the Steel City after this. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He's got Freiermuth open on the left side. 12 yards on that hookup. Good for a Steeler 1st down. Williams in motion. That's caught right side. It's Freiermuth. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air one more time. Now a screen set up for Harris. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go in this first half. Been a good drive, but they need to convert here on 3rd and 5. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers going to extend their lead. It's now 24-14.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. The deficit is 10, 24-14. The work to do as they come up for 1st and 10. Here's Hines. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Now, faking the give. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the goal line. Nearly a pick 6, but he does set up the offense with 1st and goal.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it 1st and goal. Here's a run with their tight end. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards. The task a bit tougher as they face 2nd and goal. Throwing now from the gun. He's got it at the 3. And he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he may have come back a little bit, and now it is 3rd and goal. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll throw out of the gun. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Mike Williams. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball 1st and goal. And, Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half, and the kickoff's coming their way. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's touchback. And this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now. And it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half. The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. They will indeed go as they look to throw. To the left side, he's got Njoku.
Well, you can see the entire sideline and, frankly, the entire fan base kind of holding their breath. That decision on your own side of midfield to go for it on 4th down, had they not gotten it, that's a tough position to put your defense in, but that's a conversation for another day.
That is hot. What a throw. Cedric Tillman. Touchdown, Browns. For quarterbacks, there are so many stats we use to measure a good season. This is one of them. 30 touchdowns. That was number 30 on the year. Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. The kick here is good. Add one more point, and that takes us to the end of the first half.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. And this is a 4-point game as they've gone to the locker rooms for halftime. Christian Kirk, a touchdown catch in that first half. From there, let's head to Philly to see what's happening with the Eagles. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Carolina Panthers. A.J. Brown, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And that one, all time.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Here comes Ford on the return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And this throw batted away. And incomplete.
Well, at some point, if I'm this quarterback, I think I'm going to start testing somebody else in this secondary. I mean, he's already made his impact felt multiple times today, and it doesn't matter who they line up across from him. Right now, he is completely taking them out of the game.
And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. Here's 3rd and 2. Back to throw. That's complete. Some more on the right side. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design. Sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
On the handoff, this is Chubb. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Open man, and that's Tillman. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. A pickup there of 13. It's a Browns first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. He'll get this out to the left flat. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They'll look to throw. That's over the middle and caught by Judy. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They have converted twice on third down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. Oh, he won't get there. Looking for a cutback lane. It never opened up, and now it's 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. There's that man again, another catch.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown. This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Cleveland. 2nd touchdown of the game. Season total now up to 5. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
His kick is good. Makes the score Steelers 31, Browns 28.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin then. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Here's 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Harris. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
A pass taken in by Harris.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he needs to get to the 35. I don't think he got there. The defense thinks he's short, and he is. It'll bring up 4th down.
And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up 4th down.
A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 50.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
He'll send a tight end in motion right. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This one caught by Akins. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now they'll set up to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. He'll be out of bounds, but after picking up the first down on a gain of 7.
First down, Browns.
Throwing downfield, right side, and it's caught. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
He'll be taken down at about the 33-yard line. Cameron Hayward, the former All-Pro, in on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. One of the Steelers has it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. Here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll let this one go long for Williams.
Mike, that's a great play for any defensive back, let alone an undrafted rookie. I mean, to think that every single team passed on him in this past year's draft multiple times is pretty hard to believe. And again, this is the growth. This is the development that they saw when he signed there as an undrafted free agent. And he has taken advantage of every opportunity he's been given, and now he's creating turnovers for this unit.
Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. They'll start from the plus side of midfield, looking to possibly take the lead here. It's 1st and 10. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. They bring Judy in motion. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this 3rd quarter. They'll send a tight end in motion. They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Now on comes Dustin Hopkins in a pressure situation. This to tie things up here in the 4th. And he has missed this one. No good. And the deficit will stay right where it is.
And that could very well wind up being a critical miss. I mean, you've got to be able to rely on your kickers at this stage of the game. But he can't come through, and this one stays a 3-point game.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 49-yard line.
Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Browns' 31-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Harris. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Now a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
He's got his man. It's Pickens. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock. But the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Williams in motion. He'll get this one to his safety valve, complete. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple, and sets up 3rd down. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge first down conversion, fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
He's got it at the 3. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
They put Pickens in motion. It is brought in the end zone. Mike Williams. Touchdown Steelers. That his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. Now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. On for the extra point is Boswell. He gets it to go. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Boswell now, following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. Here's Hines now to return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's...
And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The Steelers' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They are moving in on a double-digit win season, a 10th victory on the year to start this drive with 1st down. That's Washington, the man in motion. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This one complete to Washington. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. A give, and here comes Harris. And he shows off a little footwork, winding his way for a run of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Back to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll run with Harris. Good blocking, and he's in. Najee Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Steelers are able to extend the lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Here comes Ford on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Open man, and that's Tillman. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it, and that is incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
He's going to pick up the Browns' first down. The defense nowhere to be found. A fourth down gain of 20. Joey Porter Jr. got a hand in there and made the play. Back to the air once more on second down. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a third down and 4. And that is incomplete.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And that is not going to work. Incomplete, and they turn it over on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
The home team's offense ready to see what they can do. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air. And with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
They face second down and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7 at the 43-yard line.
They'll give it to Harris again. Maybe a couple there. It's third down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. That's brought in right side by Pickens. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
A run with Harris. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Now it's Harris. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
So this one in the win column for the Steelers. And it is a season sweep for them. They defeat their division rival.